Hi, I'm Dave Annell. Welcome to the 6th episode of Setting the Record Straight. Today I want to look at an issue which I'm certain is going to become a recurring theme in these parts. It's all about online family trees, and in particular, it's about the way that misinformation spreads so easily. I've been doing a lot of work recently on early English settlers in America, and I'm going to share with you a case that I stumbled upon a few days ago. The subject isn't actually the person I'm researching, he's merely incidental to the work I'm doing, but he illustrates the point very neatly that I want to make. John Jackson arrived in New England in 1635 and settled in Newtown, Massachusetts, which later became known as Cambridge. And as with all these early English settlers, a lot of research has been done over the years, and thanks to some perhaps surprisingly good record keeping, we have a very good record of his later life, right up to his death in 1675. So if we do a search for this John Jackson on Ancestry, we'll very quickly be pointed in the direction of these family trees. So I'm just going to click on this link here, and we'll need to scroll down the page a little bit to find the entries I want to show you. There we go. We have no fewer than 19,801 trees for this person, who's listed here as John Deacon Jackson, and it says Blessing 1635. Blessing is the name of the ship on which he apparently arrived in New England. And if we just click here and just grab one of these at random, this first one here tells us that he's born on the 6th of January 1602, St Dunstan, Stepney, London. There's also a date of baptism, 6th of June 1602, and it tells us that his father is Christopher Jackson, who married Susan Johnson. So there's some fairly specific information here, which looks quite convincing. But if you click on the source here for this date of baptism, you'll see that it's based on a book here, a published book, and if we go to the equivalent record for the birth, we'll see that the source citation is actually another collection of online family trees. So what we really want to do is to look at the parish register. So we've got this date of baptism, 16th of June 1602, and if we look at the christenings for the parish of St Dunstan's and All Saints Stepney in June 1602, just zoom in on this, we have to look for the Roman numerals at the end. This is VI or VJ, so it's the 6th. And we've got baptisms here for Elizabeth, the daughter of John Hill, for Joshua, son of William Palmer, Richard, the son of William Williams, and John, the son of John Grant of Ratcliffe. And then we're on to the 9th of June. So we don't have any baptism there, no record of a John Jackson being baptized on the 6th of June. If we look at the 6th of January 1602, and remember, because of the calendar change, 6th of January is actually after the 6th of June, and we look here at the records for the 6th of January, we will find that there is indeed a record, which I'm just struggling to find. Where's it gone? 6th of January, down here. There we go. John, son of Christopher Jackson of Mile End, baptized the 6th day. So that's clearly the person that we're looking for, and that's what the record is referring to. So looks like a fairly convincing record. No reason that you can see off the top of your head that that couldn't be the man who arrived in America in 1635. Except for one very important point, because if we look at the burial register for the parish of St Dunstan Stepney for January 1602-03, we can see here John, son of Christopher Jackson of Mile End, buried the 11th day. So John Jackson, this boy John Jackson, who was baptized on the 6th of January 1602-03 in St Dunstan Stepney, was buried 5 days later. So he really can't be the man who turned up in New England in 1635. I was interested in finding out where this misinformation originated. What was the source of this fact that John Jackson had been baptized in Stepney in January 1602-03? And I did some searching and found some wonderful resources through this website, the Internet Archive. And the earliest reference I could find was in this book, A Genealogical Dictionary of the First Settlers of New England, written by James Savage, published in 4 volumes. This is volume 2, and it was published in 1860. And we'll just go to the entry relating to John Jackson, just down the bottom of this page here. And we can see here, John, Cambridge, baptised at Stepney near London, 6th of June 1602. So that's where the confusion has cropped up with the date, because obviously we've seen from the register it was actually 6th of January, but you can imagine that's just a simple copying problem at some time. But this information then is the source of all those nearly 20,000 family trees on Ancestry. And you can see it's not just a modern phenomenon, this information being copied, because here's a book published in 1880, and it says John Jackson was baptised in the parish of Stepney, London, 6th of June, 1602. This is from the History of Newton, Massachusetts, by Mr. Smith. And then there's another one here, a book written in 1912, which says his son, Deacon John, was baptised in Stepney Parish, London, June the 6th, 1602. So you can see that even before the internet era, it was very easy for misinformation like this to be copied and repeated. So we can see that there's an issue here. That's 20,000 family trees on Ancestry, which are giving false information about the John Jackson who arrived in New England in 1635. And it's really not difficult in this case to find that burial record and to prove that that can't be the person who arrived in America in 1635. And we've got to do this ourselves. We've got to try to counteract this misinformation that's out there by embarking on evidence-based research. Whenever you find someone who you're looking for, you find a record of a birth or baptism, you think it might be the person you're looking for, the very first thing you have to do is to look to see whether that person was buried as an infant. You can eliminate so many problems just by taking that one very simple step. Thanks very much for listening to Setting the Record Straight. Look out for more soon.